Okay, great then. So on behalf of Chennai Quiz Factory, Raja here, and with me is Priya, who will be scorer today. So thank you so much for being a part of this initiative. So the entire initiative is based on the fact that we wanted to bring in like-minded quizzes who would love a fight which is tough as well as genuine. So we thought, okay, let's bring these people together, and we have 13 quiz clubs helping us with this initiative. We got some seasoned quizzing clubs. We got some good college quiz clubs which have joined, and also some amateur quiz clubs. So good to see a lot of them coming up, encouraging us with this initiative. And we would like to thank our friends, family, and as I said, the entire quizzing fraternity. Hello, yeah? Okay, I'll proceed. So I think it was not for me. So these are the general rules. We'll have 20 questions in total. The first and the last question alone shall be only on pounds. So I would not want anybody to answer it directly. It will be only on pounds. There are no negatives for the first and the last question. So feel free to guess your answer. There's no negative for the first and the last question alone. For all the other questions, it will be on pounds and bounds. So direct question will fetch you 10 points on a right answer. No negatives for a direct question. Whereas you will get a 15 pointer for a pounds when a right answer on a pounds, but also a negative of 10 points for a wrong answer on a pounds. In the case of a tie for the first 2 slots or the first 3 slots, so we will have the most number of right answers as the deciding criteria. And in case there's a tie still, then we'll go with the least number of negatives that you have taken. And then the largest sequence of right answers shall also be checked as a third criteria. If all of these still prevail, or tie prevails after this, then we'll probably go for a tie-breaking question, which will be an oral question. So it will not be visible on the screen. So these are the general rules. And the other rules are, when in case you want to pounce, if you pounce it to everybody or everyone rather, you will get a negative of 10 points, and all the other teams will get a positive of 10 points. So that would be a distance. You will get a gap of 20 points. So please take care of that. Take your time. I'll give you enough time, but please note that you should not pounce it to everybody. You should pounce only to the ID called pounce here. Who's that? Someone has a question? Okay.
Okay, so like for bounce, what kind of a system are we following? Like Bangalore bounce or Chennai bounce? I mean.
No, it will be an infinite bounce. So once we'll start with the next team, which we'll start with a team that has the next line after your question has been answered.
No. Say a question doesn't get answered. What happens after that? That's what I was asking.
No, it will remain with the same team.
Okay.
Yeah, but it will be only for 2 questions. If the question remains with the same team for a third time, it will go to the next team.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. So finally, before we start, I'll tell you one more thing. One question would be about the quiz itself, something related to the quiz, not about the quiz, but the quiz, today's quiz. One question would be about India, and one question would be a tribute question. And the tribute is necessarily not a person who's dead or something, but someone who has been in the news, someone who has done great things. So it will be a tribute question. All other questions would be general questions. And all the questions might have a clue in the question itself in some format. So have a look at it, read the question thoroughly, and in case of any doubt, feel free to ask.
Okay. Raja, one quick thing before we proceed. So the visual looks slightly blurred for me. Not sure about others. So is there a way probably you can increase the font or probably increase the visual?
It's very clear for me.
No, I think it is at your end probably, because I think this is something to do with the internet at your end, because I think the other teams are okay.
Okay.
Because we are also checking it in a couple of other systems. It seems to be fine.
Fine, go ahead. Probably let me check the settings once.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so the most important rule of all, you all know that these people were not liked for what they did. So let us not bring it to the quizzing culture as well. So Googling is injurious to quizzing. So is Binging or Yahooing. Okay, so thank you. And moving ahead, let's begin with team 1. And team 1 is, sorry, this is on pounds. So this is on pounds. So all teams, this is on pounds. No negatives, feel free to guess. So ID the missing word. Simple. Get your 15 points.
Only points.
Okay. Team 4, team 2. Got it right.
Team 4,
Team 4.
10 or 15?
Wait. 1, 2, 4, 5.
10 or 15?
15. 1, 2, and 4, 5. I've got it right. I'll just wait for team 3 and 6 to see if they are bouncing.
As we need to send it to pounds here.
Yeah, team 6, Srinivasan, you need to send it to pounds here. Team 3 has also got it right. Okay, so team 6 doesn't get it right, unfortunately. So I'll move ahead. All the other teams have got it right. It ended as club. So I was looking for the word club, which is related to this quiz, club challenge. And now we enter the pounds and bones format. Team 1, you have
So this was the question related to the quiz, right?
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So team 1, your direct question. Who is seen in all of these pictures below? So who is seen in all of these pictures below? Team 4 and team 2 have got it right. I'll wait for a few more seconds.
Excuse me, sir. Could you please clarify the negatives?
Okay, on a pounds, when you get it wrong, you get negative of 10 points. But on a direct, there is no negative.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
Pounds,
Thank you.
points or 15?
Yeah, points are 15, negative is a 10. Okay, team 5 has also got it right. I'll have to close the pounds now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, closing the pounds. Team 1, go ahead.
Your turn, short.
Team 1.
Air India Maharaja.
Okay, Air India Maharaja gets you 10 points. So that is perfectly right. So these were the old vintage ads of Air India. So 10 points to team 1. And the question 2 is for team 2. And the recent one. PETA India came into much criticism earlier this year for the below ad that they released on a particular occasion. People felt that it was very poor knowledge on PETA's part to roll out this advertisement, which had no relation to the occasion. What has been blanked out? So this is for team 2. Okay, team 5 and 4 get it right. Team 3 also gets it right.
Excuse me, one doubt.
Yeah.
The pounds is 15 points, right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, 3, 4, 5, I've got it right. Okay, I don't see any more pounces. I'll have to close the pounds now. And the question is for team 2.
Can we answer?
Go ahead, team 2.
We'll say Matu Pongal.
Oh, this Matu Pongal. Okay, nice guess. Okay, this is not Matu Pongal. And yeah, question is for team 6. Team 6, go ahead. I think you're on mute.
No, I'm not sure of the answer. So,
Okay, you want to pass it on?
just checking with my partner.
Okay. Okay, got an answer? Okay, team 6.
Not
I
at all.
think I need to pass it on.
Yeah, you can move on.
Team 1?
Team one turn.
No. Team 2. Team 1?
We are saying Bakrit.
Oh, this Bakrid. Okay. Okay. So with that, we end this question actually. The answer is actually Raksha Bandhan, because the question says that PETA had very poor knowledge. So Raksha Bandhan had nothing to do with cows, but still they brought out this ad. So the answer is Raksha Bandhan. 3 teams had got it right. Question stays with team 2. Okay, please guys, before we proceed, rename yourself, okay? And rename, do it team number and then your name. Because it's just getting a little confused. Yes, please rename yourself as team 5 and then yes. Because I'm unable to track. Umesh, please rename yourself. to your...
Sir, to me it shows as team 5 only. It's showing as team 5. I made the change. It shows as team 5 to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's all right. Umesh, you can rename yourself. Yeah. Okay. Proceeding, team question 4 to team 2. Okay. This is Hattie Madders, a professional boxer of the 19th century England. In 1883, she won the most scary woman in the UK award. But her claim to fame is being the only woman ever to hold the boxing world heavyweight championship in 1883, when she defeated Wee Willie Harris of Scotland. She was famously known by a 3-worded nickname which finds a prominent place in English literature. The nickname is the name given to a fictional character, although the author had never used it in any of his writings. It was only in due course and spread of word of mouth that the character is called by how it is called now. What was the nickname? Okay, of the 3-worded nickname, the first word is actually an article. I'll say the. I'll also give you that. It's the dash dash. Perfect. Team 4 gets it right. You can work it out with the name and all of that. Team 4 has got it. Team 5 has got it. Yeah, when you're not answering, please mute yourself, guys. Team 4 and 5. Okay. Okay, I'll close the pounds now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Team 2, go ahead.
I'll say she was known as the Mad Hatter.
Perfectly right. So team 2 gets 10 points for getting the Mad Hatter right. So Mad Hatter, it is never mentioned in the book as Mad Hatter at all. It's just the Hatter, but then in due course it became the Mad Hatter. So good answer, team 2. Question is with team 3 now. Okay. The company was started in 1842 in St. Petersburg, Russia. The company, among other things, was most famous for making something in particular for the Russian Tsars. It is said that a total of 69 such items were made by the company, of which 57 still survive. The company's biggest claim to fame was making the 52 imperial ones of this for the Tsar Alexander III and Tsar Nicholas II, who, by giving it to their wives and mothers on a particular day, surprised them over the years. Hen, Rosebud, Caucasus, Trans-Siberian Railway, Peter the Great, Peacock, and Mosaic were few of the 69 made by the company. What is the name of the company? That is one. And also the occasion on which this was given to the Tsar's wives and mothers. So I want on a pounds, I want both the answers. I want both the parts to be covered on a pounds. Otherwise it will be a negative. So question is with team 3.
Are you giving any hints for the second part? As in what, like how to get to the occasion?
How to get to the occasion, in sense when you know with what company is this, the occasion becomes very easy to detect. It's actually giveaway. All you need to do is work on few of the words that I have given in the question. Work on the occasion. How did I explain the occasion? Maybe that should give you a clue.
So it's not a personal occasion as such, right? I mean, are you saying that? Is it like a generic occasion or a personal occasion?
No, it is something which comes year on year. It could be a festival. It could be an event which comes every year.
Raja, team 2 is sponsoring, no?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Our team 2, I've received your pounds, perfectly right. Team 4 also right. So team 2 and team 4 get 15 points each for question number 5. Team 2 and team 4. Right. Okay, I think I'll close the pounds and move to team 3. Team 3, go ahead.
So is the occasion Women's Day by any chance?
Okay, and what would be the company's name?
Company Imperial Vodka. That's what I can let me go.
Okay, Imperial Vodka and Women's Day. Okay, I'll move to team. Which is this? Team 5.
There's no negatives for this, right, sir?
Yeah, no negatives.
Our guess is Easter eggs.
Okay.
We need to guess the company name as well.
Correct.
Just 1 second.
Okay. For multiple parts in a question, I'll not say whether it is right or wrong. I'll move forward and then let you know once the complete answer is received. Okay, team 5, go ahead for first part.
The occasion is Easter.
Okay.
And
one second, Kavin, can you mute your mic, please?
Sir, that's like we passed the other part.
Okay.
Like we don't know the company. Just Easter.
No problem. No problem. I'll move to team 6.
No, not sure.
Okay.
By the way,
Team
I'm
6.
unable to converse with my partner. I don't know whether. Can you just check? Probably is he there? I pinged him separately that I have not got the answer.
Yes, Srini, I'm here.
Okay, Laka, can you just ping me back? Please.
Okay.
Separately.
Oh, team 6, are you answering or I'll move it?
You can move on. Laka, do you have any idea?
No idea.
Okay. I'll move it to team. Team 1.
Fabergé eggs and Easter.
Okay, that would fetch you 10 points. Team 1 gets 10 points for getting Fabergé and Easter eggs. So that was a surprise I was talking about. So 10 points to team 1, and the question is for team 2 now. So guys, please be on mute because I'm hearing some disturbance in a couple of things. Okay.
Sir, does Team 5 get part points for saying Easter eggs? No.
I'm sorry about it. Team 1 gets 5 points for getting Fabergé right, and team 5 gets 5 points for getting Easter right. Team 1 gets 5 points. Yeah. Question is for team 2 now. Team 2, your question. Following the success of the Flintstones, Hanna-Barbera decided the perfect choice to create a cartoon series that was in line with the space fad in the 1960s. So they shifted diametrically opposite sides, wherein they went from the caves right into the future with the Dash family. The Dash originally aired at 7:30 p.m. on Sundays on ABC, but with a clash against Disney's Wonderful World of Color on NBC and Dennis the Menace on CBS, the show flopped. In fact, it is so miserably flopped that the creators had to stop it just for one season with 24 episodes. So the following year in 1963, ABC reran the show with the same 24 episodes, but this time as a Saturday morning show. The show became a massive success to the extent that for the next 20 years, the same 24 episodes were rerun with no additional episodes taken until 1985. What cartoon that was a space age counterpart to the Flintstones are we talking about? Okay, this is with team 2. Team 1 gets it right. Team 5 also gets it right. And team 4 also gets it right. Team 4, you are discussing with me. So please discuss with your teammates.
Sorry for that.
Yeah, not an issue. I'm just telling you. Maybe you didn't know, so I'm just telling you. Okay, I'm closing the pounds now. Team 2, go ahead.
I will say Jetsons.
Jetsons is perfectly right. You get 10 points for that. So Jetsons is right. You get 10 points, and we'll move to team 3 for the 7th question. 2 parts to the question. These were the knocker-ups or knocker-uppers who played a very significant role during the Industrial Revolution. They were the human alarm clocks who used to wake up their clients to ensure that they reach work on time. Part 1 is, amidst other reasons such as expensive alarm clocks, the knocker-ups as a profession came about because of a very significant change in work culture. Something that is followed till date in almost all the professions. What was the change? Part 1. Part 2 is, in the case of higher buildings that were beyond the reach of their cane or stick, how did the knocker-ups wake up their clients? So this is for team 3 and open on a pounce. So I'll give a common clue. I'm not sure if it will help. Actually, for a second part, there was a movie which had come about a lady knocker-up, and she was the one who used this particular method to wake clients who were beyond the reach of the cane or a stick. Okay, I'm not seeing any bounces. Question is with team 3. I'll wait for probably 10 more seconds. Okay, I don't see a bounce. Maybe, one part is getting stopping you from bouncing. So I'll move ahead to team 3.
The first part could be like people working in shifts.
Okay.
And the second could be like wall climbing or rock climbing sort of.
Oh, okay, I got it. The wall climbing thing. Nice. Yes, creative answer. I'll move ahead. Team 4.
Okay, so for the first part, that was the guess that I had, that they are basically working in morning shift and night shift. So you need someone to wake you up when you sleep for the other part. And for the second part, I'll say basically they used to carry objects in say a pipe and something, and they used to like blow that thing to the window so that it will make a noise on the window and the people will get woken up.
Okay, I would have to give it to you. Brilliantly, described, answered. So 5 points to team 3 for getting the shifts thing right, the shift culture, and it was called the pea shooters. So they used to put peas inside and then shoot it on the windows to wake them up. So the movie was Mary Smith. So if you have not watched it, watch it. So it's called Mary Smith, which talks about a real life knocker-up. And before the shift culture came into, people used to work from the sundown to sunset, sunrise to sunset. Yeah. So good answer. Team 3 gets 5 and team 4 gets 5. Question is with team 5. Okay. Much before the current pandemic in 2009, the world was struck by the H1N1 pandemic, popularly called as the swine flu. Around the same time, an entertainment or a gaming company was working on a new mobile app that in due course rocked the world, spilling over to become a movie in due course. The app was one of the greatest runaway hits in 2010 and the largest mobile app success in 2011. The app developers wanted to introduce a very important character and were influenced by the swine flu pandemic that was prevailing at the time of the development. Part 1, what in the world of mobile entertainment are we talking about? Part 2, among the several names given to the H1N1 pandemic, a particular name was given to the flu that became very controversial as it was believed that it stigmatized a particular community. What other name of the swine flu created this controversy? So 2 parts. So by community, I'll give you a clue. Don't go by any religious community. So that much I can tell you. Don't go by a religious community. Probably go in terms of a country, a nationality.
Sir, can we like pounce for the first part or?
No part pounces allowed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for by a community, you mean it could be people connected by anything, right? I mean.
Okay, I'm telling you it's a nationality. If you think it was called the Indian flu, then it's Indian.
Okay.
Yeah. So the answer is definitely not Indian, for information. Okay, team 6 has pounced. Unfortunately, that's not the right answer. So I'd have to give a negative to team 6. Team 6, question number 8. Team 2 unfortunately got one part right, but the other part is wrong, so that would still be a negative. I'll close the pounds now and move to team 5. Team 5, go ahead.
Our answer is A is Angry Birds.
Okay.
And B is Saudi Arabia. Like it was something like the Middle Eastern virus or something like that.
Okay. Arabian flu or something. Okay.
Yeah, Arabian flu.
Okay, I'll move ahead to team. I'll check for a better answer. Team 6.
Team 6 got pounds.
Oh, team 6 got it on pounds. Okay, team 1.
We'll say Angry Birds and Zaire flu.
Zaire flu. Okay. Team 2 pounds. Team 3. Team 3, got an answer? Ayush, Minesh?
Angry Birds and the Chinese flu.
Chinese flu. Okay. No, this is not Chinese flu. Team 4.
So Angry Birds and let's say the Mexican flu.
Mexican flu. Okay. With that, you get 5 points for getting Mexican flu right. Perfectly right. And it is indeed Angry Birds. So team 5 gets 5 points and team 4 gets another 5 points. Good crack, team 4. This was a pigs in the Angry Birds series and the Mexican flu. So question was closed by team 4. Question stays with team 5. Very simple. 3-part question. I want all the 3 parts on the pounds. Tomo Kembari, a professional director of photography in the UK, created famous paintings in his campaign called God is a DJ. The campaign was for a Bavarian sports company. So ID the paintings, ID the painters, which you will do once you get the paintings, and name the company. So take your time in pouncing. Give me full complete answer. I'll give you some time for this.
So just to clarify, that's like 3 points for the 2 paintings, is it?
No, this is for a direct. So leave this. The points are for the direct. For pounds, I need all 3.
But there are only 2, all 3 as in all 3 answers.
All 3 parts, yeah.
Okay.
The paintings, the painters, and the company. The paintings and painters are like synonyms. Once you will get the other. Name the company also.
Can you give us some time? Like we are writing down the answer.
Yeah. I'm giving you ample time. Don't worry. I know it will take time to type out. Don't worry. Bavarian sports company, sports apparel company. Think in those ones.
So basically, answer needs to have 2 paintings, 2 painters, and 1 company, right?
Perfect. Yeah. Team 4. Yes, you got all 5 parts right. So team 4 gets full 15 points. Nice crack. Okay, I'm just waiting. Team one, unfortunately, one of the parts is wrong. I'm sorry about it. So you get a negative of 10. Sorry, some of the questions, sometimes it is like that. Team two, perfect. Team two gets full 15 points. Okay, I'll wait for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, closing it. Question is with team 5. Okay, team 5. Team 5, you're on mute. Team 5, please unmute yourself and please unmute yourself for the answer. Siddharth, yes, you're on mute.
Yes. Our answer, first one is like you want the original painting's answer, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So the first one is the painting that's on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, which is God's creation. The second one is the Last Supper.
Okay, and the painters?
The original painters, the first one is Michelangelo.
Okay.
And the second one, second one, okay, first one is Michelangelo, second one is Da Vinci, and the company, you want the name of the company that has mimicked those paintings here?
Correct. The one company which had bought out these ads. Yeah.
I'm sorry, that we don't have an answer for.
Okay, I'll move ahead to team 6. Team 6?
You can pass, Raja.
Okay.
No. Pass.
Okay. Okay. Team 1. Team 1 and team 2 are pawns. Team 3.
Creation of Adam by Michelangelo, Last Supper, Da Vinci, and the company would be Adidas.
Adidas. Okay. Okay. So I think with that, all teams have completed. So I'll give 6 points to team 5. It's not God's creation; it's creation of Adam. But I'll still give it to you. That's okay. So 6 to.
Thank you, sir.
The answer is Puma, not Adidas. So it was the other one, the other brother. Anyway, so with that, team 5 gets 6 points, and now the question is with team 6. This idiom refers to something that alters traditional procedures and concepts. It saw its origin in a baseball match when a single player's performance took the team to victory. The idiom basically meant for sport, but later got into every field like a new person, idea, event, or protocol that upends the established order. This idiom that got into Oxford English Dictionary in 2012 came into limelight recently during COVID-19 pandemic, thanks to this artist who came up with this work and aptly titled it with the idiom. The artwork was to appreciate the superhuman efforts of the frontline health workers. On an additional note, MS Dhoni, among several others, has been this idiom on several occasions. So this is just my clue to you, nothing else. So don't think about anything to do with Dhoni. What is the idiom? Name the artist. So just like Dhoni, there have been several other players who have done this on several occasions. What is the idiom? Name the artist.
It's a few words phrase, right? It's a
2-worded phrase.
Okay.
2-worded term. So look at the first sentence. It's something which changes or alters the traditional procedures or concepts. So I think I've given you a clue.
Lakat, can you please come to the chat?
Yes, sir.
For team 4 has got it right. Both the parts right. Team 4 gets 15.
Team 4.
4. Yeah. Okay, I'm just waiting for others to pounce. Let us see if anybody else is pouncing.
1 second, Raja. We just.
Who's direct?
Yeah.
Finally.
Sure.
Whose direct is this?
This is with team 6, but just wait. Team 6, just wait. Team 2 is pouncing, I suppose. So I'll just wait. Team 2 gets 15. Okay, if nobody else is pouncing, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, closing it. Team 6, go ahead. No negatives.
Okay.
Okay, I'll move it then. So to team 1.
We'll say paradigm shift and Banksy.
What was the first part?
Paradigm shift.
Paradigm shift and Banksy. Okay, team 2 had pounced. Team 3.
Artist is Banksy. I'm not sure of the.
You're not sure of the idiom? Okay.
Team 5.
Okay, I'll move it then. So team 4 pounced. Team 5.
So our guess is for the idiom is game changer.
Okay.
And the artist is Banksy.
Okay, that would give you 5 points. That would give you 5 points for game changer because team 1 had got Banksy first. So team 1 gets 5 points and good crack. Question remains with team 6. Before that, we'll have a look at the scores. Priya.
Team 1 has scored 40 points. Team 2 has scored 85. Team 3, 35. Team 4, 130. Team 5, 96. Team 6, minus 10.
Can you please repeat the points, ma'am?
Sure. Team 1, 40 points. Team 2, 85. Team 3, 35. Team 4, 130. Team 5, 96. And Team 6, minus 10.
Okay. So I hope you're keeping track of your scores. And question was team 6 and here's the 11th question. It was originally titled as Leonore and before premiering as Fidelio. This German libretto was originally prepared by Joseph Sonnleitner from the French of Jean-Nicolas Boilly with the work premiering at Vienna's Theater an der Wien on 20th November 1805. This opera is about how a lady disguised herself as a guard to save her husband from death from a political prison. When the movie Eyes Wide Shut released in 1999, the word became a phenomenon as Tom Cruise uses the word Fidelio to enter a secret society as per the plot. It was then that people started searching for the term and the distinction it held came into limelight then. What unique distinction in the world of opera does Fidelio hold?
Sir, it's a direct question to us, team 6.
Yeah, team 6, just wait. I'm just waiting for.
So, is this anti-clockwise or do we still go clockwise?
No. It'll go on clockwise one.
Okay.
Just give me a second.
Lakka, can you please see the chat?
Sir,
confirm me back.
Could you please, like you're looking for a specific answer or like, is it general to opera? Or?
It doesn't have to do anything with opera. It's a general answer only, but this opera, this Fidelio opera has got a very, very unique distinction.
Okay.
Yeah, team 5 and team 4, team 2, both of them have got it right. I'll have to close the pounds now. Pounds is closed, team 2 and team 5.
1 second, team 1 is also pouncing. I'm unable to find the pounds.
Yeah, I think team 4 will also pounce.
I'm unable to find the pounds here handle.
Send a test.
I'm getting it from others.
Send it.
Just check again. Pounds here.
Can I send it to Chennai Quiz Factory?
No, no, all others have sent it. Probably I am not sure why it does not seem to you.
It's okay. Ask them to send it to you.
Search please.
Scroll down.
Or you can.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. Team, just wait.
Laka, can you please come to the chat?
Okay, 1, 4, 1, 2, 4, and 5 get it right.
Hey, Raja, sorry, just 1 minute. Srini, see, Raja, just one question. See, I actually searched for Srini's name and I have sent hi message to him, but I'm not getting it. Whether he is receiving the message or not. So, is that the way to chat with my partner?
No, I see. I pinged you in the Ajay audience something, and you responded me.
No, he's other Ajay. Just search for Team 6 Ajay.
Yeah, can you rename as team so that it's easy to identify?
Yeah. See, I have put my name as Team 6 hyphen Ajay Srini. So you are looking for some other Ajay.
Let me look out for.
Jay Devgan is here.
Okay. Before.
So we are also correct or incorrect.
1 second. I think Pounds is closed.
Okay, I pinged in Team 6 Ajay. Can you just check once whether you can able to see my message?
Sure.
Okay, Team 1, 2, 4, and 5 get it right. Team 3 gets a negative.
Team 1, 4, and 5.
1, 4, and 5 get it right. Negative for Team 3. Or Team 2 also got it right. I'm sorry. Team 2 also got it right. Perfect. Okay, Team 6, you're the only one left. Go ahead.
So it's a direct question to us, right?
Correct.
Okay, is it anything to do with Illuminati?
Illuminati. Unfortunately.
Illuminati.
No, this has got nothing to do with Illuminati. So I'll close the question. The answer is actually this is the only opera of Beethoven. So the four teams have got it right. Perfect, brilliant. And the last two questions were with Team 6. So this question would be with Team 1. The couple got married on March 20, 1969. It was their honeymoon trip and they booked a presidential suite at the Amsterdam Hamilton Hotel. But unlike other honeymoon trips, the couple had used the time to peacefully protest the Vietnam War. The couple kept their suite room number 702 open throughout the day and allowed the press to be inside from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. The press were in full attendance, anticipating regular newlyweds acts in a honeymoon and tried to get a scoop of it. But for a whole week, all they witnessed was a calm and peaceful protest, and it attracted a lot many people in Amsterdam. Who was this famous couple? 2 and 4 get it right. Get it right. I'll very simple one. So I'm closing the pounds. Team 1, it's your direct, so don't have to give it to me.
So Team 5 also pounds.
Team 5 also got it. Team 6 also got it. Okay, and I'll have to close the pounds now. Team 1, go ahead.
John Lennon and Yoko Ono.
Sorry?
Sorry?
Lennon and Ono.
Your voice is breaking.
John Lennon and Yoko Ono.
That is perfectly right. So John Lennon and Yoko Ono was what I was looking for. So you get 10 points, Team 1. Yeah, Team 1 gets 10. Yeah. So question is with Team 2 now. Okay. During the Met Gala in 2015, Anna Wintour's ban on selfies left the participants hugely disappointed. Though the purpose of the ban to avoid leaks of exclusive events to the outside world, the participants felt it was against their will. This resulted in a big phenomenon, an act by the participants which quickly caught world attention. In fact, few of the participants have individually become famous for this phenomenon post the event. It became such a big trend that architects and interior designers were hired by huge clubs and hotels and specifically intended to design things to suit this trend. This act has now become common with no restrictions from others. What began at Met Gala in 2015 because of the ban on selfies?
Raja, what do you mean by no restrictions from others?
In the sense that this cannot be restricted, by the organizers. So it is like that because it is during the event when they did it. No, sometimes you get a leak or something. The events get leaked, but this cannot be stopped by others. So this became a trend because this is where it all started. At least when to become a trend. Okay, team 5 gets it right. Team 5 gets 15. And is there anybody else who's sponsoring? I don't think so. Okay, team 3. I'm looking for a very, okay, I'll give it to you, team 3. I'll give it to team 3 also. Quite close. I'm closing the pounds. Team 2, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll say group fees, basically group selfies.
Okay, group selfies. Okay, I was looking at a much more defined answer. It's okay. So I'll move ahead to team 4.
So we'll say like these are selfies in say washroom stalls, etc., so that people can't see where you are.
Okay, so that gives you 10 points. Perfectly right. These were the bathroom selfies. So not exactly group fees, but then the trend was taking selfies in the bathrooms. So bathroom selfies is right, washroom selfies. So team 4 gets 10 points. And the question is with team 5. Vincent Del Bosque.
Hey, Raja, I'm extremely sorry. I did send 2 answers in the pounds. Did you receive it for last question and this question?
One second. Sometimes it comes late. Yeah, got it. So team 6 got it right. Team 6 got it right. Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, team 5, you're direct. Vincent Del Bosque, the former French coach who guided them to the maiden World Cup, advised that X should play as a defender and not a winger. He added by saying, without a doubt, as a fullback with his back to the crowd and at the end line, he is more useful. He was speaking about a player from an Australian team called the Central Coast Mariners. Who was Vincent talking about? Team 4 gets 15. Team 2 also gets 15. Team 5, this is your direct, so just wait. Just give for 5-10 seconds for others to pounce. Okay, I'll close the pounds. Team 5. Team 3 gets a negative, unfortunately, just at the nick of the time. Team 3 gets a negative. Okay, team 5, go ahead.
Our answer is Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt is perfectly right. 10 points to you. So direct to team 6 now, the 15th question. This is Jalaluddin, a former Pakistan fast bowler of the 80s. He had played just tests and 8 ODIs for his national side, but is still world famous for a record that he created. How is Jalaluddin remembered in cricket's ODI history books? Okay, team 2 gets it right, as expected. Gets it 15. Team 4 also gets it right. Okay, this is a simple one, and I'm closing the pounds. Pounds is closed. Team 6, go ahead.
Is it like he took a hat trick?
Okay, can you refine it?
Maybe he is the first player to take an hat trick.
Oh, that is what I was looking at. So the first player to take an hat trick. Good answer. 10 points to team 6. So he was the first bowler to take a hat trick in ODIs. Perfectly right, team 6. And the question is for team 1 now. In May 1940, during a German invasion, the city of Rotterdam was bombed and many places were reduced to debris. Soon restructuring and rebuilding of the city started to take place. One such place was the Leenbaan Street. A new type of construction was contemplated to be made here, and the city authority seized the opportunity and decided to build one with straight patterns. So it was considered as the living room for the city. This street design later inspired many other shopping streets around the world. Leenbaan, which is now the main shopping street in Rotterdam and also the first car-free zone in Europe, is the first of something in Europe to implement what? In fact, it is the first of something in the world to implement this. So what are we talking about? Team 2 gets it right. 15. Team 2 gets it right. Question is with team 1, right? The question is with team 1. Okay.
You're giving a timeline for when this was implemented?
1940, around 1940s. After the invasion took place, once Rotterdam was reduced to debris, they started to work on. So I'll say around 40s, 1940s. Workable. Look at shopping streets, car-free zones, and all of that. Okay, with that, I think I'll close the pounds. I'll go to team 1.
Sir, team 5 is sending, sir. I'm just typing it.
Okay.
Oh, team 1, just wait. I'll just check for this. Others don't pounce. I've closed the pounds. Okay, I'll give it to you. Team 5 also gets it right. Team 5. Okay, I'll close it now. Team 1, go ahead.
We are saying parking meters.
Parking meters. Good guess. No, unfortunately, no. This is for team 3 now.
External tables for the restaurants and hotels.
A very creative answer. Nice. No. Team 4. Team 4. Team 4, are you there?
Can I say Raja?
Yeah, go
I
ahead,
think
team 4.
my partner is not available.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think this is the first purpose-built pedestrian street.
Purpose-built pedestrian street gets you 10 points, team 4. So these are the first purpose-built pedestrian street. Perfectly right. So team 4 gets 10 points. And with that, we'll move to team 5 for question number 17. Okay, connect this non-exhaustive list to a person. It's a non-exhaustive list. Team 4 gets it right. Team 2 also gets it right. Team 2. Yeah. Team 4. Okay. Wait 1 second. Team 5 you will have to wait. This is your direct. Team 3 gets a negative, unfortunately. Team 3 gets a negative and team 1 also gets a negative. Okay, I'll close the pounds now and open it for team 5.
Sir, our guess is Irfan Khan.
Your guess is Irfan Khan is perfectly right. So Irfan Khan, these were the series or television serials that Irfan Khan had acted in. So this was a tribute question that I was talking about. So 10 points to team 5.
Raja, can we have scores before you go?
Yeah. Right now we'll have. So the last 3 questions, Priya, go ahead with the score.
Team 1, 55. Team 2, 175. Team 3, 20. Team 4, 225. Team 5, 176. Team 6, 30.
Okay. This is tantalizingly close. 1 point separates team 2 and team 5. So got full 3 questions. Let's see how it goes. So team 6, you're direct.
Raja?
Yeah.
Hello, Raja?
Yes, please.
Only 3 questions remaining? Only 3?
Yes, 3 questions. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Born Klaas Pieterzoon. This is a 17th century Dutch surgeon and mayor of Amsterdam, who was well known for his upstanding moral character. His success as a physician was in line with the growth of Amsterdam. It was during his time that the population of Amsterdam began to grow rapidly and the city started to develop, making him a very influential person. He was the first person who had signed the fitness reports for the first Dutch settlers on the island of Manhattan. However, he is most famous for being part of an evergreen art piece. Where do we find him in the world of art? Who was the artist? Team 2 gets it right. Team 2 perfectly right. 15 points to team 2. Team 4 also gets 15 points. Team 5 gets a negative. Team 5 gets a negative of -10, unfortunately. Rare miss. And team 1 perfectly right. Team 1 gets 15. And only teams left out is team 2 and 6. So this is 6.
3 and 6.
3 and 6. I'll close the pounds now. Team 6, go ahead.
Team 6.
Team 6,
Laka,
go
you
ahead.
want to go for it? No. I'm not sure. Laka, want to go for it?
No, it should be a pass.
Move on.
Okay. No problem. I'll move ahead to team 3 then.
I don't know. Maybe they've seen it in some advertisement or something, or some liquor company ad.
Liquor company ad. Okay. Okay. The question was about art, so definitely not liquor company ad. That's all right. Miss again. So the others have got it right.
Yeah.
Okay. So the answer is the anatomy lesson of Dr. Nicolai Stoll and Rembrandt. So Rembrandt was the artist. So the artist, the doctor that you see, is actually was born as Klaas Pieterzoon. So good answer by the teams who got it on pounds. So this is the penultimate question, and it remains with team 6.
Nice question. Raja, nice question.
And it remains with team 6. In November 2011, during a test match between Australia and South Africa, a very interesting incident took place. Chasing 236 to win, the Proteas were at 125 for 1 when a very interesting stat happened. Majority of the crowd and the umpire Ian Gould did an X hop, even though the scores did not indicate the reason X made the hop famous. So what was the reason for the crowd and umpire Ian Gould to do the X hop and IDX? Who
And
made the
answer?
hop famous?
Should we wait for it?
Team 6 wait. Team 6 wait.
Okay.
Okay, team 4 gets a negative of -10, unfortunately.
Team 4.
Team 4. No, team 4, that would be a negative. With this, okay, team 5 gets a negative again. Team 5 and team 3. Both team 5 and team 3 get a negative. Because I think you're not looking at the question. The question clearly says X made the hop famous. I'll close the pounds and open it to team 6.
So it's the Nelson that which made the umpire to jump.
Okay, and who is X?
What was the?
Is it Srini, did you want to take, or I have one person, I'm not too sure whether he is the right answer.
Yeah, it's a direct question to us. Probably there is no negative.
Is it Graham Smith, Raja?
Graham Smith. Okay, no, this is not Graham Smith. I'll move ahead to team one. Who's it? Team 1.
We are saying Billy Bowden and Nelson.
Okay, Billy Bowden and Nelson. Okay, this is not Billy Bowden and Nelson. Team 2.
You say Nelson and David Shepard.
Nelson and David Shepard. Okay, so team 3 had got a negative, and I think yeah. With that, the question closes. David Shepard is right. The answer is not just Nelson, because Nelson is something. That's what I said. The score is not at Nelson, but then there's something very distinct happened. It was 11th November, 11:11 a.m. and it was 111 to win.
Sir, that's what I was trying to say. I wrote 11:11 also. I was.
Yeah, but the person was not Nelson. Person was David Shepard.
Yeah, Shepard. Okay, I thought you had to say Nelson first and then.
No, the question clearly says X made Hop famous. So I was asking for X.
Okay,
So that is the reason.
Yeah.
No problem. So maybe we'll quickly look at the scores. This is a final question. Priya.
Team 1 70 points. Team 2 195. Team 3 10. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah. Team 4 230. Team 5 156. Team 6 30 points.
Good. So final question, and there's no negative. So because of that, I think we got the top 2. But then let's finish it on a high. Only on pounds. Here we go. The final question of CQ of Club Challenge Semi-Finals 4. This is the video of former Prime Minister of India, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, talking live with Rakesh Sharma, the first Indian in space. What was his response when she asked, how did India look from above?
ऊपर से भारत कैसा दिखता है आपको?
जी मैं बगैर किसी झिझक के कह सकता हूँ कि
Okay, team 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. All of them get it right. Okay, team 1 and 6. Would you want to go for it? Team 1 and 6. I'll wait for 5 seconds probably. Team 1 also gets it right. Team 1 also gets it right. Team 6, are you going for it?
So no negative for this?
No negatives. Go ahead. You can pause.
Yeah, Raja, I sent it.
1 second.
Team 4, we already received yours.
Team 6. Okay, team 6. Okay, team 6, I'll give it to you. Spelling mistakes are okay. I'll give it to you. That's okay. Okay. With that, we come to the end of it. All 6 teams have got it right. And the answer is, he said, Sare Jahan Se Acha, the best in the world. So that was the India tribute question that we had. So thank you so much. We'll look at the final scores at least quickly, Priya.
Team 1 85 points. Team 2 210. Team 3 25. Team 4 245. Team 5 171. Team 6 45.
Okay, completely turned. 3 questions earlier, it was very close. Finally, Team 2 QFI and Team 4 JQUQ. Congratulations. It's been selected for finals tomorrow. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Please catch us live tomorrow on YouTube for the finals.
When is the final tomorrow?
Yeah, very nice quiz.
Yeah, I'll discuss with the all. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, I'll discuss with all the finalists
Nice
and
quiz.
let you know the time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, Raja. It was very well.
Thank you, Raja. It was a good-
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Great quiz, sir. Great quiz.